My name is Phillipa McCormack, and I'm a legal researcher with the University of Adelaide. We have this fantastic question, which is what laws are preventing us from improving climate change? It's a huge question, and I could speak for hours, but I'm not allowed. So my answer to this question is in three parts. First of all, there are laws that are a direct problem. They get in the way and they stop us from acting. For example, any law that allows a government to approve a new coal mine is a problem. The evidence from the World Bank and in the International Monetary Fund, really conservative international institutions, as well as researchers and the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, tell us for certain no new coal if we're going to meet our climate targets. So those laws are a problem and they are getting in the way. The second category of laws are laws that we have in place and they could be helping, but they're not good enough yet to make us act in a way or at a speed that we need to get the job done. So these kinds of laws include our environmental laws, which could help us to think about climate change when we decide whether or not, for example, to allow someone to clear trees, which are really good at storing carbon, but currently you can cut them down quite often and quite easily, or to create incentives to restore wetlands, seagrass meadows and healthy river systems, because these are really great at storing carbon. These kinds of laws are getting better. And with a few tweaks, we could really be doing more than we are. So laws that help with restoration could play a role, but they're not yet in the way they ought to be. But the third category is the really important one. They're laws that don't exist yet, but that we really need to act on climate change. We probably need a law that says, for goodness sake, whenever you do anything or fund anything or go anywhere or make anything, just make sure you're not making climate change worse. And that could look like a national version of something like the Tasmanian Climate Change Act, where the government sets really clear goals, strict targets, strong incentives, enforceable penalties, and it funds and implements the thing so that it works properly. It would be really great to see change on each of these three categories so that we know that we're on our way to addressing climate change.